All right, so got some thumbs ups if you can hear me. Okay, good. I've been asked to recap the final trade of the day. Um, Today is 4/18/2022, and we had a nice day today. A lot of green in the Discord. Happy about that. Ended the day very green, many of you as well. So happy about that. Here are the stats. Let's take a look at them. 7 for 7 for myself. 17, 20, 62 at 4, 22, 80, and a 25%. I had 3 break-even trades that I exited without a loss, but before they could turn on me, but the 7 successful trades. So I'm happy about that, guys. And then the overwhelming majority of you guys crushed it today, green today. I'm very, very proud of you guys. Now, the last trade of the day, I'm going to see if I can find it here. See if I can find it. It was a call out to go in puts. You can see there, PT was met by 323. Let's see here. We were leaving running. We loaded more at 313. You can see it there. By 3 o'clock at 22% out of some of the percentage by 304. Had a trail on that thing at 3 o'clock. We'll hold puts for a short scalp at 257. All right, so puts us somewhere around here. Right? That's 3 o'clock there, so about right there, 54, 55. So right here as we break into our area here. So I've been asked to recap that. I've been asked to recap this trade of why I knew we were going to dump here or just come back down to our range. And it's not just a matter of this is what we did, earlier in the day. But it's very simple, and I'm going to try to break it down as simple terms. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys is the first thing you should do is come into the Discord. For those of you guys who are new, verify yourself so that you are a real person and you can get all the access. Read the rules to understand how we roll in this Discord. After you read the rules, click the roles to make sure you can view every channel. Then read the frequently asked questions because your questions will be answered there. Fluff has been so kind to keep that updated. We appreciate Fluff's hard work. After that, read the testimonials tab and you can read what people are saying about the training and how this is changing their trading trajectory, their career, and impacting them so much. A lot of green days here. After that, go to the one-on-one bookings. This matter of how to develop volume levels, how to develop price levels, how to read the market this way. It's going to be discussed in all these trainings. It's best that you take them in order. You've got to start with 0, but go ahead and knock them all out. 0, 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 4.5, and then 5 if you want to really. And then, of course, the call outs are going to happen here. So the call out was made 257. We'll hold puts. All right. So let's talk about that trade. The first thing that you're going to notice, I'm going to say this right off the bat. The first thing you're going to notice, so there's Rob. What's up, Rob? First thing you're going to notice is that my screen does not look like this when I day trade. I don't use lagging indicators. There's only 3 indicators that you need to effectively day trade. All right. If you are new to this Discord, I don't use lagging indicators. All right. I don't use any of this kind of stuff, MACD, RSI, all that stuff. I don't use it. You'll be late to a trade every time. Watch our 3 indicator video, the only 3 indicators you need to effectively day trade, and you'll find out why. So I stated the call out was made in the Discord at 257 for puts to go down to the downside, and we had a couple price targets in the way. I've been asked by Rob to recap this. It's very simple. So Rob, you've been through most of the trainings there, and you understand that I'm looking at the entire market, number one. Okay, there's no extra little indicator here that I'm looking at. You can dump your questions inside of the general channel for questions as well, guys. All right, or you can dump them inside of the Zoom chat for questions, okay? But here's what I know. You guys remember in the pre-market, I said I'm watching that 439.11 area, right? Right about there. So let's put a box here, all right? Right about 439.11, right about there. This is the area I'm watching. All right, this area up here, right? So now let's work through this together, right? Again, the mind of a trader. You want to know what the mind of a trader looks like or sounds like, I guess. I put a video here into the Discord, you can come into the Discord and watch. Let's minimize this a little bit and watch this video right here, right here. This gives you the mind of a trader, really what I'm thinking about. And so I'm going to recap what I'm thinking about. So remember, I did not take the pump here. I did not take this move. In fact, this first candle, even though we're on a 3-minute chart, this was like a 1-minute candle. We pumped, we got out fast, right? Just held. So I wasn't stressed, but I did fade this twice, once here and once here. All right, once at 10 o'clock and then another little dip down at 10:09. So the first thing I'm looking at with this trade as the day goes, Rob, this is what I'm doing. Rejection, number one. And do we reject in our zone? I can see you. Give me a thumbs up or shake your head if you say, yeah, we reject. All right, I got you. All right. Number two, do we reject in our zone a second time? Yep. And we got some aggressive push down, don't we? Right here, right? Now we rally all the way up. All right, I'm going to ask you again. Do we reject a third time in our zone? You're saying, yeah. You're saying, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know about you, but if somebody tells me, if my mama tell me to do something 3 times, oh boy, when I was a young man, something was going to happen afterward. Something was going to happen, right? All right. But let's just verify what I'm saying. You see this note to myself right there? What does that say? Somebody put that in chat. What does that say? Can you see that there? It's a note in purple. You guys see that? Put it in chat if you see it. You can put it in the general chat if you see it. Just want to make sure you guys can see that I'm we're on the same page. What does that note say? Anybody? Daily volume level strong. See, I'm an old fart, so I got to make little notes to myself, right? There you go. So I know that this is a daily price level. I also know it's a volume level, and I also know it's strong. It's strong. Why? It's historical data. I've traded this before. I've done my volume level training. I understand how to develop those levels and my price level. So I got 3 rules of confirmation here, right? But I'm also going to say, you know what, let me just check a little bit around the market. So one ticker I would check. This is for all of you folks who want free information. I'm at Apple. It's no secret. I mean, it's a good indication. Now, it's not the only indicator, but Rob, shake your head. Is Apple rejecting also at a volume level? You're saying yes. Is it rejecting again at a volume level? You're saying yes. So one area of the market, not the full market, obviously, but one area. So obviously, you guys who've been through all the trainings, you know all the different areas of the market, plus the indicators, everything I'm looking at, right, to get an idea. Obviously, Apple is not the only one. It's not even the primary, but you get an idea of what I'm saying. But that's the confirmation, right? So I got the confirmation now. I got the confirmation. So I've played this move. So I saw some folks, some people, I don't know if it was in our Discord, but some people thought we were going to run up and just keep running here. We're not coming past this strong level without some type of major resistance, some major push down. So you guys know I love to enter and exit, play my levels, right? So the best entry is right here, but that happens so fast. That's fine. We danced. The second best entry would be right above my level. And when was the call out made? 257. Oops, let me readjust that. 257, right? And we were right at our level, breaking down, right? So this tells me, and coupled with the rest of the market, we're coming down. Now, let me just look at that there. What does that say right there? Another one, daily level, another volume level. What does it say? Large daily volume. And I even put a date there, 312. I said, okay, I remember this volume here. I remember what happened this day. So I'm really pinned. This is how I know we're ranging. I'm pinned between 2 major daily levels, 2 major volume levels, 2 major levels that strong. I know in this area, there's some battling going on. And if we don't break past this 43997, we will see some sell-off toward the end of the day. And we also saw some volatility to push us right back up, right? So this is simply just reading the market and letting the trading activity or the price action tell you exactly what's going on. 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, 4. Right. So you're trend traders, all you pattern traders, you're going to call that a 4 top or some type of pattern, or a monster head and shoulders or an alien head and shoulder, whatever you guys call it, right? So, I got pushed down. So it's as simple as that, Rob. Plus, you also have been through all the training, so you know other things I'm looking at, and it all just lines up. So if you've got something else on your screen, like lagging indicators or like any of this stuff, that may be, I know you don't, but anyone that's new, that may be what's preventing you from saying, oh, I didn't get the cross, the EMA, the SMA, the MACD didn't cross. You don't need all that. What is the market doing? You've rejected out of from your price level. You could make a little zone if you like. You've got 4 confirmation. The highest probability is we're coming down at least to another major level. We're coming down. So I know that you and some others, you guys got in some of these trades 102%, 204%, but and I know you're looking to get the best entry, and that's flat out how you do it. You have to read the market as you're trading, right? You got to just understand where we're going, right? And again, I said it here around 12 noon, 435. I'm sorry, before 12 noon, around that 10 o'clock hour, 43568. As we start to aggressively break down, well, where do you think we're going again? And what do we do? What do we do? Can anybody see that? Did we hold to the T? I mean, to the money, to the money. All right. So give me a thumbs up. Does that answer your question? Does that bring some clarity? Okay, gives me the thumbs up. All right, very nice, very nice, very nice. Are there any questions, folks? Very simple walkthrough, very simple, you know, reading of the market. If you've been through the trainings, you know how to read the market, you know what indicators to use, you know what I'm using, what I'm looking at. It's pretty straightforward. If you want to learn how to do that and how to have these monster 100%ers or 80%ers or 200%ers like some of you guys got, it's going to be covered in the trainings. It's going to be covered in the trainings. All trainings are on Zoom. They're live. You have to talk, right? It's a training. It's not a lecture. And we're gonna help you out, come to some conclusions and learn. You're gonna walk away with tons of homework. All right, I got a question here. Johnny said, was 43850 a level? 43850 a level. You're asking me, is this a level right here? This is a trading zone that we traded in some time ago. And those who've been in the Discord for a while, they remember us trading in this area, and we simply just timestamp that. And we remember we use historical data to understand what we can expect once we get in this area. And we know that once we break inside this zone, traders are going to have to trade in it a little bit, right? There are some other things that's impacting that, like volume, but so to your point, it's not necessarily a level as so much as it is a zone, just a trading zone. Another question here. Let me see here. Just looking at if anyone's got a question here. Okay, good. Why are they're just notes to myself. Rocket said, why are some of your levels large, strong on the daily? It's just that it happens to be at a data level, and it's just a note to myself. For example, up here, see here. What does that say? It says retracement level. Well, there's no such thing as a retracement level. It's just a note to myself. It's just a note to myself because again, the mind of a trader, you use everything in your tool bag, the history, the historical data, your information, what you have experienced as trading, you got to remind yourself of this. And so the best way, that's why I do not post, great example. That's why I don't post my levels in the trading view. I just post them inside of the Discord so you can do the work and you can remember, all right, man, I traded this level and this thing worked me over. And then you do the research. Why was it so tough? Oh, I see volume was low, or this was disjointed, or something was happening. And you trade from there. That's how traders won't they don't forget. Just like you don't forget losses. You don't forget those. You'll forget big wins, but you won't ever forget a loss. So you can't forget what's happening behind the market as you trade some of these things. So I even put little dates there. You see that? That's on the 1st. So I remember that. And we're just trading, a month and a half later, right? So does that answer your question, Johnny? Or I'm sorry, Rocket, does that answer your question? All right, so Dom M says at 309, let me get to 309, right there, 309. Is that 309? It is. candle was a doozy. How? I'm confused. How do we handle the emotion of these large candles? I lose out on parabolic moves sometimes from those large wicks. Dom, you got to give me some context because I see a harami right here and I don't see a large candle. Help me out. What do you mean in the general chat? Were you on a different time frame? Should I change my time frame? What are you asking there? All right, Rocky gave me a thumbs up. He understands that. Okay, cool. When the candle is evolving, I got fake evolving. Yeah, but I think so two things may be happening here. Let's take a look at this. May I ask, Dom, what time frame are you trading on? May I ask that? 3 minutes. All right. So let's just look at this here. The call out was made at 257. So we're here. This is where we're in at. Boom. All right. So really, if we're being honest, the only time you should have been kind of nervous is right here, buddy. Right there. We never look back. I mean, that's as close to a perfect entry as possible. This is a perfect one, but man, right? So may I ask, was it that you got into the position late? May I ask that? Dom? Okay, so you were late to the trade. Did you get in the trade at 306? $306 or exactly at 309? But you had to be in before 309 and for it to fake you out. So 3. All right, so you're in right. All right, you're not bad though, but you're probably in down here is what you're saying. You're probably in down here, right? Like your price is probably 438.16. Yeah, and it probably market orders you in down here is what it did. All right, so I get what you're saying. Okay. I'm going to say this again, and it's going to click. I'm going to ask you this now, Dom. Dom, in your opinion, looking at the chart for this last move of the day where we super banked, where does the trade start? If anybody can tell me where the trade starts, help out me and Dom, put it inside the general chat. Where does this trade start? This last end of day trade that we banked on, where does it start? Put it in general chat, folks. Where does the trade start? Yeah, what price? What price? That's my question. What price does it start at? All right, I got a 439.60. Someone say a 439.60. So this trade, he's saying way up here. Okay. I got a 439.16. Someone's saying right here. Okay. Anybody else? 439.16. Anybody else? So I like those answers. The answer, as highlighted, is it starts in our zone. It starts up here in our zone. All right. Boom. That's where it starts. So if you didn't get it, you got all of this area to get into that trade, really, to read this properly, right? All right. You even have a retesting of this zone, right there. So the reality is, to your point, Dom, the trade starts up here. So the next question to Dom, what's the destination of the trade? Where are we going? Where are we going? Anybody? Help us all out. Help out Dom too. If the trade starts in the zone above 439.11 to a big fat daily strong volume daily level, where are we going? Someone said 437.79. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? 437.79. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Down 438.50. All right. So the reality is, at a nice low daily volume level here, we had the same behavior, right? So to be fair, you do have 3 price targets to hit, 3 price targets, right? So if the trade starts up here, Dom, and you've got 3 price targets that we can hit, and you have confirmation based on rejection, at the very least, the next question I would ask myself is, what's my risk to reward? Right? What's the risk to reward? Right? Okay, RT3 says the daily level. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yep, I agree. I agree. So my risk to reward is, all right, I'm risking, if I reverse, there's a higher probability I come back into this area, right? So you do the entry in these areas, yeah, you would be risking something perhaps significant in this area here in order to make this profit and gain down here. But what you also have to consider is, well, where am I going? You have a 4-hour here, a daily here, and a big fat daily here. You know, we've already tested this level before. We know there's some price action at the daily. I'd say I'm coming down. I'd say I'm coming down. So you have to, this is the difference when you're in trades. You gotta talk yourself through and remind yourself of where am I? What am I doing? You don't just get in the trade and say, oh, I hope, oh, it's going to reverse. This stock, all stocks, all tickers, they've got price action. They've got things that's going to make them dance. So don't allow yourself to be faked out if, number one, the trade is still good, the setup is still good, the thesis is still good, the trade has not broken down, it's the same trade, and if you're high enough where you're not chasing. Okay, yeah, and I understand that. And to be fair, so Dom said it was the fear of holding a loser that got me due to the late entry. And the reality is that is a bad trade. Even though this trade would have worked out, that is a bad trade. A bad trade means you did not follow the thesis, and you may not have had one before you got into the trade. Always know your exit. The reason why traders are late is because they're too reactive. Oh, it's going up. I love to see this type of behavior because I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it. As soon as it breaks down out of my zone, I'm going to grab it. Boom. I'm in. Anywhere up in here, I'm happy because I know I'm coming down. I know I'm coming down to certain levels, what have you, based on volume and as we trade. So reading the price action, understanding what the expected behavior is, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the expected move. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. Oh, we're coming down. We're coming down. We don't know where we're going to stop, but we're coming down. And you just trail your stop. And so you guys saw all day, I'm saying trail it. And you made big, nice profits on that move. So yeah, LSG said 437.11. I agree, 437.11. Eggs are bad said, would it be an invalid thesis to keep the trade into 439.16? I don't understand what you mean. I'm sorry. If it moved back. So if it ran back up, why would he do that? Why would he do that? His risk, what is his risk to reward? Why would he do that? So that's not a thesis. We're not, that's not a thesis, what you're saying there, Eggs. A thesis is part of your pre-market prep, part of your daily prep. I know what this zone is, which is why I have a high probability of taking some wins off of this area. I know what it is. So I'm simply using that data in my favor, right? I did the research. So the thesis is bearish to cautious, just like we talked about, possible ranging. Okay, so when should you cut? This was not a trade to cut at any price level, This is a clear directional trade. This is not a trade to cut. You slide your stop loss, right? No. When does it move against you? We entered the trade. The call out was made at 257. When does this trade ever go against me? Yeah, it doesn't. Does that make sense? It doesn't ever. I mean, down here it does, but by that time you hit your final PT of the day. You're saying if it goes against you? Oh, okay. I can't do ifs. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Like if it runs this way, I know. This is what I do know. I know This action is created, guys, through price action. So there is no if. This stock will not move out of a direction without Wall Street buying. When Wall Street buys, hint, 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 the stock moves. If Wall Street doesn't buy and we have catalysts, we are coming down to the next proper level. There is no if, there is no maybe. It's going to do only what it's supposed to do. You just have to read it. Now, yes, a cover could happen. Yes, news could happen. Yes, but that doesn't happen 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, we are coming back to a major level at some point. We retail traders, we just got to make sure we read it correctly. So I guess the answer would be, if this trade goes against you and it hits your risk to reward area, you should be out of the trade. Not hoping, is it going to come back around? So hopefully that answers it. Hopefully that answers it. Good question, though, when it pertains to, I think a better question is, what do you do? I think what you're asking is, what do you do when it goes against you? I think that's what you're asking. And you just, at your risk and reward. That's why you worry that you focus solely and heavily, I won't say solely, but you focus heavily on your entries. Because then once you got the wind behind you, it's not looking back. It's not looking back. All right, Paul says, would you hold it at a loss into the 43916 area until it broke above? Okay, yeah, I would not, at this late in the day, I would not allow it to go above. I would break even. I would not, at this late in the day, I would not allow it to go above. Close to that power hour, I would not allow it to go above my entry. I would just break even and be done with it, which is why I had 3 break evens today. I didn't like the setup. The volume was really weird or sporadic. I'm good. I'm not going to, typically I'd let some breathe earlier in the day. This point of the day, I'm not doing that. This is true. So Fluff said everyone has a different risk management. If I held this all the way to the bottom, I would have cut it at that second green bar on the 3-minute personally. So Fluff, I believe, saying cutting it down here, the second green bar, right? So for me, I'm going to just, remember, you guys keep in mind, I entered here, take a little bit of profit. Boop. Coming on down, take a little bit of profit. Boop. The rest here is just a trailing stop. So by the time this thing pops up, I'm out anyway. It's going to stop me out anyway. It's just trailing it at this point. Actually, the whole way it is. But, as you've taken some risk off, the trade has not just paid for itself, but you're in heavy profit as well. So that's kind of how you look at it too. That's how you look at it too. So there's the PT that Fluff is talking about right there. But I know, think about it. I break down. I'm not just going to all of a sudden reverse in no man land. Like, why would I do that? For all intents and purposes, you have to realize what these price levels represent. And if you don't, again, guys, I'm gonna encourage you to just get the training. Get the training. Come on over here, get the training that you need to crush it. And you'll understand what even develops that price. So that it'll build confidence to know, oh yeah. Now, I'm not saying being overly confident, but it'll build the confidence. You say, okay, yeah, we're coming down. We're coming down. We're gonna hit it, right? All right, so Eggs are saying you let yours breathe too much. You normally use the 1-3 risk reward tool on TradingView. I'm sorry, my friend, I don't use that, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So I'm okay with letting a trade breathe, but you have to understand, all of us, I even remind myself, where are you? And I'm talking myself through a trade. Again, I'm going to bring it up again just to make sure you guys got it. I'm not trying to sound like a broken record here. And I'm sure some of you young people don't even know what a record is, but it was a little, plastic thing that spun around, right? And when it was broke, it repeated itself over and over. Watch this video, this mindset video of what I'm thinking as I'm in a trade. Okay, it's actually what I'm thinking. I'm saying out loud as I'm in a trade. And you will know when to let the trade breathe a little bit more. You'll know that. But on average, cut that sucker fast. All right, just cut your loser. Have you noticed that give me a thumbs up, most of our trades they're going to go into profit immediately. The entry is so specific, it's in profit immediately. Have you noticed that? All right, so if you've noticed that and it doesn't work out, you can always re-enter. But for this instance, I know I'm at my risk threshold for the backside of the day is much less than the top side. So I'm not holding. I'm either in profit, taking my profit, trailing it, or I'm out. Okay, Alex says, if you're not using zones, how would you look at it structurally? Like if you were to take the same trade, but looking strictly at market structure. Be more specific. What do you mean? Do you mean market sentiment, market direction? When you say market structure, you're not talking about a pattern, are you? You just mean the direction and health of the market? What are you saying, Alex? Just so that I can get a clarity and answer your question properly with higher highs and lower lows. All right, so I'm gonna ask you, do you see in your mind, are there higher highs here and lower lows on this day? And I'm just trying to get, your view of what you, so that I can answer your question. Alex, are there higher highs and lower lows on that day, on this day, today? Right, in this example, this is my zone. There are no higher highs and no lower lows to me. This doesn't count. This is my zone, right? This is, and we cannot break this area. So how am I able to come to that conclusion? Because it's a price level, it's going to be flexible, right? So this thing can react here, it can react here, here. All I'm watching is the price action. I watch how the stock reacts to the level, the price action, not the fact that I got a higher high or a touched or anything like that, right? Besides, and to your point, we don't really get that today. So, I mean, that's a clear indication of a nice range that we're being held or pinned at a certain area, right? But you guys know, I don't, this is all I use. There's nothing else to the chart. There's nothing else that, beside obviously reading the market, there's nothing else that I'm using to rely on. And I don't pattern trade. I don't, look for those patterns. Do I see them? Yeah, I see them for sure. I see them, but they don't impact my trading decision. Okay, did you wait until the candle closed before you entered? All right, I can enter at the break of the level, reject the second candle. Do I wait till the candle? This was already the move. I entered right here at, if I went down to the 1, it's right above, and that's not a good view because then I lose my my little zone here. Trading view is acting weird. So now but anyway, the call out is here. I enter right here at 34844 area, 34844. So this candle, the move does not start here. The move starts up here. So you already have enough close and breaks of candles. This is where the move starts. Got to remember that, guys. This is where the move starts. Okay. So anything down here, you're already in follow through. So 257, that's where I got in. I would not suggest that, Alex, in this Discord. I don't trade on supply and demand zones, and here's why. I'm going to ask you guys one final question here before I wrap up, and this is for anyone who's just watching this for the first time. All right, let me ask you something, Alex. Let me ask you something. Can you and I, can retail investors, see that big old candle right there? This is for you, Alex. Can we make any of these candles? Can we make this behavior? Can we create these candles? Now we can't, right? $100 million, Alex, $100 million, beast mode, $100 million. Can I create this candle? Beast mode says yes, $100 million, I can create it. Anybody else think I can create this candle with $100 million? Nope, eggs say no. Okay, $250 million, can I create this candle? No, can't do it. This candle represents trillions and billions of dollars, billions going through the market per minute. Right. So here you go. Here's the thought process. You say supply and demand. If I can't create these candles, who is creating the candle? Who's creating the candle, guys? Big money. Okay, so let me ask you this. If big money is creating the candles, what supply is down here that they don't know about? What demand is up here that they're watching for? That supply and demand, that these so-called supply and demand zones, where's that supply and demand coming from? If they're the ones creating the action, where's the supply and demand coming from? From them, price target. Okay, so let's just put this together now. If big money, if they know that there is a huge order supply up here, do you think they would trade for it or against it? Right? And what is the supply? So the reason I'm asking these questions is because I want traders to really think about these cliched terms or terms that people put out there. Supply and demand. If retail investors aren't making these candles, what is the overwhelming of supply, quote, quote, supply that you are talking about? And what is the overwhelming amount of demand, in quotes, demand that you're talking about? Where is it coming from? At the end of the day, isn't it just a price level? I am telling you this. I'm telling you this. And again, if it's giving you an edge, it is not my intention to change you off your edge. Keep your edge. I am telling you this. All right. You see this price right here, 43568? It is a reason why not once, but twice we rocket off of it. It's a reason. No, it's not a supply down here. The fact of the matter is it's a price level, and Wall Street will not buy until this stock hits their price level, period. That's when they're going to buy. That's when they're going to buy. So it's not a matter of an overwhelming amount of supply or demand being up here. It's more than just that. It's all right. We're at a price that we want to buy at. And that influx of orders pushes this thing up. So I personally don't trade on supply and demand. My zones are targets price related, but they're not an indication of where volume sits. No, I use volume for that. But if it's giving you your edge, by all means, do not let me stop you. All right. Do not let me stop you. Okay. Okay. Hamilton says when we're in the live, we say trail it. I say trail it. Trail your position. Is there a rule of thumb to set to trail the stop? As in percentage, right? You realize I may do it differently. Where do I trail the stop? I trail the stop physically, unless I'm walking away from my, terminal, and I put some brackets in there. I'm going to trail that thing about 15% or so, based on my entry, because that's maybe 20, because that's my risk tolerance in some cases. But I'm just going to drag my flag, as we go down. So for example, I'm entered here. Once I get my break, I'm trailing boop to there. Once I get my further break, I'm trailing at right above my price level. Once I get my next break, I'm trailing right above my price level. As I come down to a more critical level, I'm tighter and tighter and tighter, and then my final one will be right there. That's how I would trail this trade, and did trail this trade, right? But if I walked away, it would automatically trigger a 20% bracket, and it would just trail it at 20, right? And that would be it, which coincidentally still would end up being around this area right here if we came down to 43568. Hamilton, hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I realize this may be a different way, but to be quite honest with you guys, I just want you to think about this. I'm going to ask you one question, and I asked it in the beginning of the training. Okay. Is it more likely you go get a job on Wall Street? You sit down with somebody, a big hedge fund, big prop desk, whatever. Is it more likely you sit down at their desk? Is it more likely? Is it more likely as they trade and you look at their screen, big money, billions of dollars with a B, billions. Is it more likely their screen looks like this? And you ask them, well, how am I going to make, how are you going to make some money today? They come up to you and say, well, listen, I got 70 billion. And when the MACD crosses, okay, I see all these sales signals right here. And I see this thing go up in this little curly thing. I'm going to risk it all, bro. I'm going to kill it. We're going to go to the moon. Is it more likely that this is how they're trading? That their screen looks like this? Or simple levels? And they read the tape and understand and look at volume. And all right, let's go. And they're not buying unless they hit that level. And when they hit the level, we see a rush or influx of volume. It affects the volatility and we're able to move. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that helps you. Okay, guys. So if there are no more questions, this training kind of went a little further. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you appreciated this and if it was helpful. All right, I'll do these periodically when asked, no problem. We also do them live throughout the day. I'll recap some trades, but we haven't had any types of training opportunities pop up like that throughout the day. LSG said, I can't believe all the stuff I used to have on my chart. That's okay. Don't worry. We were all there. Somebody, right? Somebody had them there. So consistent winners. Again, I'm going to leave you guys with the day. I'm going to leave you guys for the day with this thought. I want you to think about what you really want. What are you trying to accomplish, right? What is your trading account and your career? What does it look like? Whatever it is, remember this. Motivation is what gets you started. Feels good. You're ready to go. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Develop the disciplines that you need to crush it every single day. Develop the habit and patterns. How do you do it? Get the training that you need to crush it. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning to crush it again with the Wealth Wells and the SPY Only Options Room. This is KDW signing out.